What's up guys, welcome back to another video, and in today's video let's talk about streams. In our past few videos I have been repeatedly mentioning about starting a series on streams as well, right? So in this video let's get started with the very basics of streams. Okay, so now before talking about streams, let's talk about why we are going to be using streams inside our applications. Now consider this scenario. You have a list of items returned from a Firestore collection. Okay, a list of documents on Firestore collection that's being returned to your mobile application, that's being shown on your mobile application as a list of items. You're tapping on one particular list item, it automatically pops out a dialog, and then you're adding a new entry for that item, and you're tapping on the update button. It automatically updates the value document on your Firestore collection, and that change is getting reflected on your list of items as well. Similarly, you're removing a document from the Firestore collection, it's automatically removed from the list of items shown on your mobile device as well. How did this happen? When you return those list of documents from your Firestore collection, you are returning it as a stream. So stream is nothing but like values arriving over a period of time, right? You have this entire pipe from your Firestore collection inside your Flutter application, and whenever some change happens in that Firestore, in the document stored in the Firestore collection, that particular change is notified through this pipe, and whenever the change happens, it reflects in real time on your screen as well, in your Flutter application as well, which is actually listening to that particular stream, right? Listening to the values arriving in that particular stream. So in simple terms, a stream is nothing but values arriving over a period of time. Say you have 4 values in an array, and if those values are arriving over a period of time, over a period, say 2 seconds, then obviously that's a stream. Or in other words, you can say that your application reacts to changes happening between you and the database, right? This is crucial to the reactive programming concept. This is where the entire concept of reactive programming started. Now, if you are coming from a JavaScript background, you would have already heard about this rxJS concept, right? rxJS concept was the recently introduced, not exactly recently, it was introduced before a couple of years, maybe before a few years. That is, this reactive programming concept in JavaScript was introduced, and it literally took the whole world of web development by storm. Similarly, rxdart is nothing but a package that, wait, I'll install that. rxdart is nothing but a package that contains reactive extensions for Dart that can be used along with Flutter. Okay, so let's see the basics of that here. Whatever I said just now in words, let's see how that happens in code as well. Now this is, wait, I'll show you. Let's talk about this a bit more later on. Okay, I install this package. Now I'll just get into this is the app that I just scaffolded. I haven't even removed the code. Okay. Now I'll simply import rxdart. What was that? Yeah, rxdart.dart. And I'll write a function here, not there. This function will be called whenever the app loads. Now let's start from the very basic. Before I was just talking about streams, right? Just a couple of minutes back, just a minute back, I was talking about streams. Now when it comes to the concept of rxdart, when you use the rxdart package, you will be using an observable. An observable is nothing but a extension of a stream. So in other words, you can also say that observable is values arriving over a period of time. You can listen to an observable and then make changes accordingly inside your application. Let's see a basic example for that. So I'll add async package. Okay, this function, I'll create a new observable, observable, and inside this it takes in a stream, right? So let's create a stream now. New stream dot from metable. I can specify a simple array: Raja, David, Vincent, Eric. Okay, I just have 4 names inside this, and what I'll do is I'll simply give it a small interval so that I can make it look like it's arriving over a period of time. So interval new duration as usual. You remember the interval that we used to give in animations, right? Similarly, seconds, I'll just give 2. Okay, for every 2 seconds, one of this values will arrive as a stream. Observable is nothing but, I said, right, it's similar to a stream, but it comes from the rxdart package. It's simply an extension with a couple of more fancy functions. Imagine like that. Okay, rxdart interval dot listen, and I'll simply print. Okay, now if I save this, see, it's printing Raja. 2 seconds later, it's printing David. 2 seconds later, Vincent, and 2 seconds later, Eric. You can see this, right? Obviously, I don't think I can make this font any bigger, but you saw that. Wait, I'll just watch it once more. Raja, 2 seconds later, David, 2 seconds later, Vincent, 2 seconds later, Eric, 2 seconds later, Michael. Right? So, what exactly is happening here? These values are arriving over a period of time. That is, the time is 2. I'll reduce it to 1 second. And we are listening to this particular observable, and then this print is nothing but, wait. Okay, this is exactly what I was doing. I just gave it as print. That's it. So as you can see here, now it will print over 1 second. Every 1 second, a new value is arriving. So this is a basic example of an observable. It's nothing but these values arriving over a period of 1 second, right? With an interval of 1 second in between them. So this is a very, very basic example of a stream. Now there are obviously a large amount of functions you could add along with this. For instance, I'll show you a couple of examples. Maybe I'll show you a map. Consider this to be string one item. Okay, this will be an individual item arriving in the stream, and I can simply transform it, do some basic stuff on it to say, for instance, what shall I do? One item equals one item dot to uppercase, since uppercase. Fine, now just watch. See, everything is printed in upper. This is a dummy example that I gave, guys, but my point is that you can transform the values. You can apply any transformation function on the values that are arriving through this stream. This will be highly useful in use cases wherein you need to apply, like say for instance, I have a timestamp in each and every document in my Firestore collection, and whenever a new document gets added, that new document will be sent through the stream, sent in the stream, and then I'll be displaying that document on the, not the document, displaying the data on the screen as well, right? But in that case, I need to convert that timestamp into a normal date and time format. So I can simply apply a map function to transform that particular timestamp arriving inside to a date and time format, and then display that date and time on the screen of the mobile device. I am just giving you a use case, giving you an example, right? So this is one thing you can do. You can also do a flat map. I'll talk about each and everything in our later videos. We'll do this as a series. Okay. This is map. I wonder. Then there is something called an expand. I think. Yeah, expand. This is something you can use to create more. Wait, I'll show you one example again for this string one item. Say for instance, I want to split this into 2 items, and both of them will be in an array. One item. The second one will just have a clipped one item dot substring, say for instance substring, and then I am specifying it as 2. Okay. Now if you print it, wait, just watch. Raja and Ja, David and Vid, Vincent and Vincent, Eric and Ik, Michael and Kale, right? That is, it clipped off these 2 characters. In every string, it just clipped off these 2 characters, and then now our array contains 10 elements. Now our result contains 10 elements because we expanded this single stream into, not that single stream, the values into 2, right? One is the original value and the other one is a substring of the original value, and then we put them both inside an array. So these are just simple examples that I'm showing you guys so that you will get familiar with the concept of streams and how you can play around with that. Now I'll show you one more interesting stuff. Consider this as this observable to be separate. Okay, where observable 1, okay, this is one observable, and then I'll have another observable where observable 2 equals new observable observable, and this will be a stream of array. No, sorry, this will be a stream of numbers. Alright, now I have another observable. Wait, I'll just remove all these. Oh, why did I remove the interval? Okay, I have observable 1 and observable I have two observables now. I can simply do a just watch what happens. Raja, David, Vincent, Eric, Michael, and then 1, 2, 3. It also prints the values arriving in this particular stream as well, right? And it first picks up this observable, gets all the values from here, and then it then comes to this observable and gets values from here and then prints them. So you can concatenate two or more streams and then display it as a single stream as well, and that single stream will contain all the values from all the streams that you have concatenated, right? This is one useful thing that you can do with streams as well. I mean observables. The next thing what else should I? Yeah, that's it, right? I thought of just getting you guys started with the concept of observe. There is another stuff called subjects, guys. I'll just talk about two subjects. Okay, I'll talk about a behavior subject and I'll talk about what was that? A replay subject. Okay, so final subject. Say for instance, I have a behavior subject. Behavior subject. B subject equals new behavior subject string. Okay, this is a behavior subject. This behavior subject is nothing but whenever a subscriber in the sense not a YouTube subscriber, a subscriber who subscribes to this particular behavior subject. Okay, whenever he subscribes to this particular behavior subject, he'll always get the latest value in this particular subject. Wait, I'll show you with an example so that you guys can understand. Say for instance, I am then adding three values. B subject dot add Raja. Okay, now if I simply do a B subject dot stream dot listen, it should print Raja, right? I'll save this. It prints Raja, no issues there, right? Now on the other hand, if I just add one more B subject dot add Vincent, okay, now watch what happens. It's just printing Vincent and then it totally ignored this Raja, right? So whatever is the latest value that's arriving in that particular stream, it will be taken. That's added to this particular subject will be considered, and the rest of the values will be omitted. So if a new subscriber subscribes to this particular stream at a later point of time, then he'll obviously miss out all the old values and he'll be able to see only the latest value, right? Wait, I'll show you a better way. I'll show you another example that I feel will be a bit better. Say for instance, I'm not adding this. I'm having a seed value. Okay, seed value is nothing but a default value that will be shown when, if there is nothing in the stream, if no values are added to this particular subject, the user should still be shown a welcome message, right? So I'll just do a welcome. Okay, if I just now save this, it will show welcome. I haven't added anything to this behavior subject, still it's showing welcome since that's the default value, the seed value. Now if I add something, be subject dot add hey there, it would totally ignore the seed value since it has now received a new value, and then just print the hey there alone. You get it, right? This is a behavior subject. It's like the hot and cold observables if you are coming from a RxJS background, guys. This will be highly useful for a lot of scenarios. I'll talk about behavior subject and replay subject in depth in a separate video completely. Okay. Now, just for now, you just understand the concept of observables and the concept of subjects as well. Final, there is replay subject. There is another one thing called publish subject. Let's forget publish subject for now. Let's just see replay subject, R subject. This is another replay subject is the exact opposite of behavior subject. That's it. Okay, now if I do R subject dot add Raja, R subject dot add Vincent, R subject dot stream dot listen, save this, just watch what happens. You are getting both Raja and Vincent. That is, it displays all the existing values in the stream to any subscriber. Even if a subscriber subscribes at a later point of time, he will be shown all these values. Right? Raja, Vincent and David. So this has other exactly like the seed value, this has a few options as well. I can specify max size. I think max size, if I just give 1, it will just take one of these. It will take David, since David is the latest one. If I give 2, it will omit Raja and take Vincent and David, so on and so on. Right? You get this, right? And it also contains other stuff like say for instance, listen for the values arriving on this particular replay subject and do stuff like you have a on listen which takes in a function, and then I'll talk about this in detail when I talk about behavior subjects and replay subject in a separate video, guys. So for now you understand this. This is like some basic concept of the rxdart library, basic components of the rxdart library, the observables, the behavior subject, the replay subject and all this. This is a very basic thing that I have, very basic stuff that I have discussed now in this video. We just saw what are streams, we saw examples of streams, we just saw examples of observables, how to listen to them, how you can apply transformation function to this. I just showed you one map function, that's it, right? You can do a large amount of stuff, guys. There is a lot of options available for you guys that you can play around with on a stream. Okay. We also saw how to use a behavior subject and a replay subject as well, right? Now these are the concepts. This is how all these stuff are available with rxdart. How are we going to take these concepts and then bring it inside a stream that we receive from Firestore? That we will see in our future videos. Okay, that's what this entire stream series is going to be. This is the actual functional programming that you need to know in order to become a great developer, guys. It will literally take you from the level to some like a really great level. Okay, you get it, right? So if you know all these concepts, I am not saying you need mandatory, this is mandatory, you need to know all these, but if you know all these concepts, programming would become like a walk in the park for you guys. Making a Flutter application with the data flow, understanding the data flow inside this application will become like a walk in the park. It will become very easy for you guys. You would be able to visualize the entire flow of data inside your application if you are confident with handling streams inside your Flutter applications. It will make your work very easier. The first time you will use it in application, you will feel like you're cheating at something. That's how easy it will be when you move into this concept of streams. So yeah, this, as I said before, this channel is not just going to be sticking with the basic stuff and playing around with just the beginner stuff. This channel will be focused on making you guys, turning you guys into actual mobile developers. It will help you write actual mobile applications that you can publish to Play Store or you can sell to any client. Okay, so we'll slowly progress on with this functional programming concepts as well, this reactive programming concepts as well. At the same time, we'll be looking at UI stuff as well. UI stuff will be UI and animation stuff. We'll do 1 video per week or maybe 2 videos per week. This stuff, this entire programming business logic stuff, we'll do like 2 or 3 videos per week. That is 4 or 5 videos per week totally. Okay, if you really like this video, this is just a basic, once again I'm saying this is just a basic. You might even wonder why I didn't even show a mobile screen, right? This entire thing is mobile programming and I didn't. This is a concept. This is, I wanted to explain such concepts to you guys as well. So this video is about explaining concepts, basic concepts. Now we'll in our next video we'll see how to take this behavior subject, replay subject and observable and make actual use of it. Use it inside a Flutter application to receive the streams from Firestore and how to play around with the data that we receive from Firestore streams as well, right? So yeah guys, if you like this video, kindly hit the like button. If you really like what I'm doing on this channel, kindly subscribe to my channel. Click on the bell notifications icon so that you don't miss out any of my uploads. I make minimum 4 to 5 videos per week guys, so you don't need to worry about all the content that so you'll be receiving continuous content from this channel. So kindly subscribe and stay tuned. That's my point. Hit the thumbs up button as well if you really like this video, and I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Bye.